Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and today was the day of the UK Sudoku Championship in Derby. So this is pre-recorded because I'm up there in Derby, and let's see how it's gone. We'll let you know at some point how I did. Who knows? Some of the rounds have been set by stalwarts of the Discord server, including Jovial, Vessel Strikester and Mr. Menace. So that's a litany of great puzzle setters. So I know I will have enjoyed myself. I don't know how well I will have done though, and we'll let you know. Also today being the 1st of April, happy April Fool's Day. Not pulling any pranks in this video. I'm just going to reveal that today was the day that we dropped the Patreon reward for April, the Nightmare Sudoku pack by the Skunkworks. Fabulous puzzles, not easy. 7 hours in, I guess, when this video goes out. I am doubting that anybody has completed the whole pack of 19 puzzles because I think there's hours of work for even good solvers there. Now, you only have to do 5 puzzles to enter the competition, and that will probably be quite a bit of work for everybody, but give it a try. I'm sure we will have had some competition entries in by now, and if you plug away at these weird nightmare constraint puzzles where cells and knights move apart can't add up to 5 or 15, you can work out how they work, and it's really clever. I mean, the pack is brilliant, honestly. There are some great names amongst the setters. Now, what else we've got going on? We've got, of course, our apps, including the Gas 2's Sudoku app, genuinely approachable Sudoku. To go with all our stable of apps, look for the links under the video. And we've had a lot of crossword content on the channel lately. That continues. Loads going on as always. Check out the merchandise and Sven's Sudoku pad. But the first link is to this puzzle by Prime Weasel, and I think we could be here some time with this. It's a chaos construction puzzle, and it's really interesting in terms of the rule set. So I'll go through that now, and then we'll see how and whether we can get it done. So place the digits 1 to 9 in each row, each column, and each region. Who knows what the regions look like? Not like that actually, because there is a constraint. 1, 5, no, maybe like that. These regions cannot cover any 2 by 2 section of the grid. They're orthogonally connected and they have to be determined. That's why I've done this sort of Nessie shape, because it doesn't cover any 2 by 2 sections of the grid. Now, a clue outside the grid shows the sum of the digits sandwiched between the 1 and the 9 for that row or column. So in this column, wherever 1 and 9 are, the sum of the digits between them is 11. All of a sandwich's cells, including both crusts, that means the 1 and the 9, are in the same region. A digit in a circle shows the amount of cells touching it, orthogonally and diagonally, not including itself, which are part of the same region. All possible circles are given. Okay, so that is a slightly unusual rule set, but these are sandwich clues. We get 4 given digits, very generous Prime Weasel, but we don't get any given regions, and we have to deduce those. Do give it a try if you fancy it on the link under the video. The video length will give you some clue as to how I found it, but I'm going to restart my clock and say the immortal words, let's get cracking. So, how on earth do you start this puzzle? Well, there's a given 1 in a row with a clue. So the sandwich contents there add up to 5, but annoyingly that might not be a single 5. It might be a 2-3 pair, either side of the 1. So I mean, I suppose we know that 9 in this row is in one of those cells, but I don't think that's even worth marking. Right, lots of these clues are very small. 2 2s, a 3 and a 4, and they must all be a single cell of sandwich contents, because if you can't use a 1 to make up the sandwich, because 1 is part of the crust, then if you're getting to 2, 3 or 4, you can only use 1 digit. Then there's a 5, a couple of 6s and an 11 and a 24. Okay, so in this column, The sandwich plus the crusts, which are 1 and 9, add up to 34. So they must occupy at least 5 cells between the lot of them that are all in the same region. I mean, I suppose I could colour this cell in whatever colour I determine the 24 region is. And how on earth does that help me? Okay, let's start with the circles instead. I'm getting nowhere with the sandwiches. Let's go to the corner. Right. This is a 1 or a 2, isn't it? I've just realised it's only adding the cells it touches, not itself. And it can't, this region can't also contain all of those because we'd have a 2 by 2 area. So it only, well, I don't know which, well, it can't be only that one. It could be only that one, or any 2 to be in the same region. Okay, all I know is that's 1 or 2. We don't have any other corner circles, but we have some other perimeter ones. Now, can they can't be 5 because you'd have lots of 2 by 2. They can be 4. They could be 4 if you had exactly that shape. Otherwise, if you filled this in and tried to make it 2 by 2, you would, or tried to make it 4, you would definitely get a 2 by 2 somewhere. So if that was a 4, this would be the shape surrounding it. But they can be 4s. So I'm going to put, oops, not there, down here as well. 1, 2, 3, 4 into these possible regions. Now, let's think about this combined with the sandwichiness. Oh, hang on. Right, the outies in this column add up to 11 because the sandwich contents are 24, the crusts are 10, and you may know the secret, which is that each row and column and region of this particular Sudoku add up to the same number, because 1 to 9 always add up to 45. So if we deduct that column total if we deduct from it the 24 and the 10 of crusts, which are all in the same region, that's 34. Now, that leaves another 11 as sort of outies. If this was a 1, it's in the sandwich. Where would the 9 go? The 9 would go here. It can't go here. Because that's 1, 2, 3, or 4. The 9, if this was a 1, the 9 would go here. They would add up to 24. These 3 would add up to 11 and would have a 2 in. Is there any problem with this at all? I don't see how there is. So 1 and 9 in those positions. Now, if that was a 2 instead, then it's part of the outies. Then the outies have to add up to 11. Then there's 2 more outies. Then the 1 and the 9 have to be separated by 4 cells, adding up to 24. I don't really understand anything about this puzzle yet. I mean, everything I've said is true, but I don't see why. Okay. If this is a 1, then it's working for the sandwich in this row as well, isn't it? So if that's a 1, then you've got 24 there, 9 there, a 2 and a couple of other digits up here, which don't have to be in the region. Down here, you've got a 9, a 1, digits that add up to 24 in between them. And along here, well, you couldn't have 1, 6, 9. You'd have to have 1, 2, 4. Oh, this is nonsense. Oh, I see. Oh, this is huge. Right, I'm sorry if you saw this straight away. This can't be a 1. And the point of this is that none of these clues that we're given as sandwich clues can overlap in the sense, I think, that they can't share a crust. Yes, of course. Yes, it's absolutely simple. Let's imagine that this was a sandwich cell. I'm not actually probably going to colour the grid in red and green for crust cells and non-crust cells, but as I sometimes do for sandwich Sudoku, but I think we've got regions to identify. So anyway, this couldn't be a crust because although you could then have sandwich cells there and another crust here, on this side, the 1 and the 9 in this row are separated by 6 in the sandwich and another crust. And the whole point here is if that's a 1, both of these are 9 and they've now been placed in the same region. And that's not allowed by the rules. Each region only has 1 to 9 once each. So that is not what is happening. This can't be a 1 because it would end up being shared by those two clues. Oh, hang on. This is why I suspect we have exactly 9 clues in this puzzle. And we do. And they can't share any of their crusts for the reasons I've just said. You would end up with 3 crusts in the same region, including either 2 1s and a 9 or a 1 and 2 9s, which is all illegal. So the sandwiches don't share their crusts. Okay, well, to heck with what I just said about I'm not going to colour the grid in green and red. I am going to colour some of the grid in green and red because these cells where the clues overlap, the down clues and the across clues, as it were, or the row clues and the column clues, cannot be 1s or 9s. So that can't be a 1. So the 1 and 9 in this row have to be confined to this area. Yes, this is absolutely right. The clues, the across and the down clues can't have a shared crust. And they would have to have a shared crust if a crust appeared in any of these green cells. So they don't. There are no crusts in the green cells. Now the clues in these rows... Oh, look, we've got this 2 here. That's actually very helpful, I think, because we know that the sandwich in this row is not 2 cells. It's a 1-cell sandwich. So 1 and 9 appear 2 columns apart, separated by a 6. I think that's going to decide that the 5 is a single cell, because in this column, in this row, 1 and 9 appear 2 columns apart, separated by a 2. In this row, 1 and 9 appear 2 columns apart, separated by a 4. So there's a 4 in one of those 2 cells. This is one way of looking at it. A 2 in one of those, a 6 in one of those, and either side of them is a 1 and a 9. Now, if this clue had a 2-3 pair here and a 9 here, I don't think you could ever match up the other 1s and 9s so that there were enough in the right columns. Because here and here there'd be a 9 in an odd numbered column, column 3, and a 9 in an even numbered column, column 6. But in these rows you'd need 9s in columns of equal parity numbers in each row, because there's only one sandwich item. And then you're going to either end up with, well, it's not, you're going to end up with an odd number of 1s in odd numbered columns, and you can't have that. There's got to be 2 1s in odd numbered columns and 2 9s in odd numbered columns, and the same for even numbered columns. So I think that is enough to establish that this is a 5, which is quite a big number, and this is a 9. I don't think we know much more about the 1s and 9s in these rows and columns, but let's look at the columns now. Now this 24 has got to have 4 cells in the middle. So we couldn't avoid using this cell as a crust, because if you put them as far apart as you can in non-green cells in the column, there's not enough sandwiched cells. So that is a 1 or a 9. I'm going to colour red and green for a bit, just to satisfy my soul. Now, does this... Yes, it does, because we've got that 2. The other outies add up to 9, and they can't use the 9, so there've got to be 2 of them. So that is a crust, and we get another digit. That is a 1. And that's not a 1 now. Right, so we've done column 1s, and that's a 9. And so we've completely done the crusts in column 9. These add up to 24 with a 3 or a 4 here. These two, that's the outies, add up to 11, so those two add up to 9. They're either 3, 6 or 4, 5. Now, what about column 3? Right, there's no 3 in that cell because the sandwich contents are a single 3. Now, they could be 1, 3, 9. Oh, it's quite interesting. Right. Where are those sandwich contents? They can't be on the perimeter because they'd have no crust outside them. So they're somewhere in these 7 cells. They can't be here because one crust would be on a green cell. They can't be here because one crust would be on this green cell. The same goes for this and this and this. And the green cells are not allowed to hold the crusts. So the 3 is either here or here, the sandwich contents. And the 1, 9 is either a 9 there and a 1 there, or a 1 here and a 9 there. So I'm going to pencil mark those in for the column. Now, what about the 2 then? This must work in a very similar way. Where is the 2? It's in one of those cells. Ah, brilliant. Okay, it's not in that cell because one crust would be in green. Same for that one, same for that one, same for that one, same for that one. So it's in one of these 2. But look, we've marked a 2 in one of those because it's the contents of the sandwich in row 4. So the 2 is not there, it's here. And now the crusts are here and here. And we know which they are from this. And that has then resolved... Sorry, let me just colour these. That has then resolved that this is not the 1, 9 pair in this column. We can fill it in, and indeed the 3. We can put it in up here. 1, 3, 9. And we've done another couple of columns there. And let's fill in the greens, where we can now no longer put... Oh, it's getting quite voluminous. That cell as well sees a 1 and a 9, so I'm going to green even that. Okay, now, what about this 11 clue? Right, the crusts go there and either here or here. So that is a crust. This one, yeah, okay, they can't both go there, so one is here. So this is, right. I think you've just got to see the email. Oh, well, maybe I'll have edited it out, but otherwise you've got to see the email from the constructor, which is great. But I will try and edit it out. Anyway, that's a 1, 9 pair. These are all green. Now, 11. Oh, 6 now has to be 2 cells, so it's 2 and 4. There we go. That's red. That gives us a bunch more greens. Gives us the last red in column 8, which has to be a 1. That's a 9, that's a 1, that's a 9. We're getting all the 1s and 9s done now, apart from the across. In fact, we've done them all for the column clues. Brilliant. Now, those are green. There's more greens here, actually. That cell sees... Oh, they're all green. Bother. Okay. So, we've still got to decide where the 1s and 9s go here. Maybe we can't do this. Oh, look, there's a 4 there, so that's become a 2. That doesn't particularly help with the task in hand. That's not a 2. Might do some Sudoku while we're at it. Now, in one of these columns, the 9 and the 1 mirror the 9 and the 1 here. So in one of the columns, we've got 9 in column 6 6 and 1 in column 4, and the sandwich contents in between. Oh, hang on, there's got to be there's got to be a 9 in column 3, and it can't go in a circle. Aha! The circles just cannot be 9s. I don't think they can be more than 6. Actually, I'm just going to work that one out. Imagine that, forget the colouring I've done, imagine that you had a 6 in a coloured cell, in a circled cell. How many of the digits around it could be in the same region without creating a 2 by 2? I think you get an H shape. That seems to be the maximum. That's probably more obviously an H in that orientation. And that would score 6, and that is possibly part of a 9-cell region shape. So I think 6 is the maximum that can go in. If you started filling any more in, you'd end up with a 2 by 2. So these circles can never be more than 6. They obviously can't be 9. So the 9 in this column is here. And that must surround a 4 with a 1 the other side. And now we've got a bunch more red and greenness. Almost enough that I can remove all the rest of the red and green. Yeah, that doesn't decide it. This could still go 1, 2, 9 green and 1, 6, 9. Oh, the 9 now can't be in either of these cells because it's not in the circle. So the 9's in one of these two, so it's on the right side of the 6, and therefore the 1 is on the left side. It's either 1, 6, 9 there or 1, 6, 9 there. But the 1 up here is also in one of these two cells, and the 9 is in one of these two, so it's the same story here. It's either 1, 2, 9 there or 1, 2, 9 there. But the fact that there's a 2 there does resolve that this is a 4, that's a 2. Okay, I'm going to remove all the colouring I've done. I'm going to put in some colouring into the remaining white cells, because I now want to go to region shading in using colours. So the remaining 1, 2, 9s are in these regions, but we can colour in all of the... Let's use different colours for each region that we have established. 9, because these sandwiches and their crusts have to be in a single region. So those are the acrosses that we've definitely established. The downs, look, that's a whole stretch in one region. It is a different region because it's got a different 1 on 9 in. That's 1 here. Now I've got some new colours which I'm quite pleased with. Simon's bright green and a light blue. So I'm going to do those like that. Now these are the, oh I see, these are the 9 regions. Now one of these, let's make these purple and grey then. I don't know which is which yet. Well, it doesn't, I mean, it doesn't really matter. Actually, yes, that's probably sensible. Make one of them purple and one of them grey. But the trouble with these regions is, I don't know, they only need 3 of these cells. They may not need the 4th. So let's white flash those. Okay. Now, what can I do with these putative regions that I'm beginning to establish? This is such a clever puzzle. I mean, it's bonkers hard, but anyway. No 4 there, so no 5 here. These two have to add up to 9. Oh, what's going on here? These 3 add up to 11. They've got a 2 in. The 2 is not here by Sudoku, and there's a 2 in one of those, so it's not there. So the 2 is here, and these 2 add up to 9 as well. 3, 6, or 4, 5. And it can't be 4, 5 with the 4 there because of this. Oh, look, there's a 3 there as well, even more obviously. Or just as obviously. So 2 possible orientations. Now, 3 or 4 in a circle. Very possible, annoyingly. Ah. What about this circle? What about this circle if purple is here? If we have 1, 2, 9 there, this has to be at least 5. Now, we said that 5 and 6 are possible because we described the H shape. But let's just look at what this would look like if purple was here, which I suspect it's not. If purple was there, and I'm going to actually fill in the digits so you can see what I mean. You'd have 1, 2, 9 here. This cell couldn't be 1, 2, 3 or 4. It would have to be at least 5. But how could you make it a 5? If it was purple, you couldn't fill in 4 more of these cells without creating a 2 by 2, because this shape itself is the only way. In fact, you just couldn't achieve 5 others once those are orange. So you say, well, it could be a 5 or 6 in orange. We've already got 3 there. We just have to add in another 2 of orange. But remember, that would make this orange. And to get 2 more after that without creating a 2 by 2, you'd have to make all of these orange and then connect them up without using these cells creating 2 by 2s, and that's far more cells than we're allowed and would cut things off. So that couldn't be orange. It couldn't be a different colour that's not orange or purple, because that couldn't even get 5 cells. So that is not a 5 or a 6, and therefore this is not a 1, 2, 9 region, and therefore the 1, 2, 9 that do exist are on the left side with a 1 in the circle. Excellent, excellent. I'm very pleased with that deduction and the fact that it was set up for us. Now that means we can fill in the 1, 6, 9 down here by Sudoku and finish the colouring of these original sandwiches. I mean, we've got a lot more colouring to do. This now can't be a 1. So I think we've got all the 1s and 9s placed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's all the 1s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's all the 9s. Okay. In fact, how did there end up? I thought we'd reduce this to 2 possibilities. That's 5 or 6. That's 6 or 4. Sorry, what I was just going to say is we've basically finished with the outside clues. As long as we make that add up to 9, and we make that add up to 9, we're done. That's it. There's nothing else that the outside clues can tell us. So now we've just got to use the circles and the shape. I was going to say the shapes, the region shapes to complete the puzzle. Now I was planning not to do this, but I'm going to enable the pen tool and do some region borders. So let's have a good old black region border between the regions that we know are different. It's not much yet. However, let's think about this 3. That is going to, it's already got 2 cells counting towards the 3. One of those is going to be orange as well. Oh no, this 1, that's much better. 1 in a circle is powerful. It's already touching one other cell of its colour, and it mustn't touch any others. So look, we get this whole corridor, and up here, that 1 in a circle. We don't have any other 1s in circles. That's annoying. There won't be any others either, but those are useful. So it's now easy for one of these to be orange. What about this? Right, these can't both be green, so it can't be 4. That's a 3. That's going to sort out this pair. In fact, we can fill in 5 and 4. That 3 is going to be those 2 greens and one of those. Wow, this stuff with the circles. It's kind of mind-blowing, but it does make some sense, doesn't it? This is a 5 in a circle in yellow. But, yeah, okay, that's quite easy to achieve. Maybe that can't be yellow? Yes, it could. If they were both yellow, yeah, it could, okay. Okay, that's not where to look. Now, I've started 9 shapes. So every cell in the grid is in one of these coloured shapes that I've got going. What about... I don't know. What do I do next? You feel free to tell me, because I'm a bit confused now. This 3 or 4? I think it could even be a 4 if it... The only way it can be a 4 is by enclosing a shape like that. So it would all be grey. That 2's been done. That's been done. That's been done. This hasn't. Does this... I've sort of turned my mind to this a couple of times. I don't think it has to be green. It could be green with one of those two being green as well. But if it wasn't, it would have to escape. Well, it could be grey or yellow. I don't know. Oh, no. Green's going to need a 5 and a 4. They're not green. What about this 2? Ah, if this wasn't red... Oh, that's nice. If this wasn't red, it would have to escape from the top left corner through here. And that would either... Whatever colour you made it, whether it's orange or a different colour, it would either cut off these 2 cells, or one of them, or include them in a 2 by 2. And that's not possible, so that is red. Now, that is touching the 9 and one other cell. So at least 2 of these are not red, including at least one of those. Oh, one of these is not red. Well, in fact, the 4 specifically is not red because red has a 4 in it. Now, can this possibly be anything other than orange? It looks like it's orange, but is there an alternative? What other shape could it reach? Purple, blinking purple. Okay, it can't be that, because what would you put in this circle? This circle, like if we had that shape, this circle in the middle of it would only see one other shape in its colour. So this is not purple. It can't reach anything else and be only 9 cells. It's not part of red, so it is orange. So those 2 are orange. I don't know about the 5. That could be orange or red. So what is this? Oh, this is interesting. It's not 1, 2, or 4. It's like, it's not purple. So it's become a bit like a perimeter cell, which can only be 1, 2, 3, or 4. This can never be 5 because it's not purple, and it just can't get, you know, the only other 5 cells surrounding it are there, and if it was the same colour as those, you'd have all sorts of 2 by 2s. So that is a 3. This is a perimeter cell too, but this can be, well, it now has to be 4. And the only way it can be 4 is if those 2 are green, so they don't touch it, or bright green, so they don't touch each other. And now this can't be bright green to avoid 2 by 2s. Anywhere we create an L shape, we can draw in some lines, which is nice. Okay, in fact, there's another L shape that we've just created. Okay, now, oh look, I can do another little line segment there. Now I need to find something else to do. So these circles, that one's finished, that one's finished. This 3, no idea what colour it is. Is it orange or red? I don't think it... Well, it could just reach yellow, but no, it couldn't because it would be a 1 then in that shape. Yeah, it's going to have to take, it's not purple because of that 1. It's going to have to take 3 cells around it and that. Is it orange or red? It's not orange because orange has a 3. It is red. Nothing else that can reach it. Hang on. Okay, I didn't think about blue, but again, it would be a 1. It just can't have cells around it and reach anything else other than red. So that is red. Interesting. And 3 of these cells are red. That's 3 plus 1 is 4, plus those is 8. And that's almost using up all the reds. Now, which 3? Not those 2, not those 2. So, can't be those 2, or we'd shut in a cell that wouldn't join to red. So, oh gosh, by the way, we're half an hour in. Get the popcorn. This is not going to be done in another half hour, I don't think. Oh. It's not, yes. This was exactly the right thing to think. Why did I not continue? Because I interrupted myself because I felt thirsty. It can't be any 2 of those that are supplying 2 of the 3 that's counting, because those 2 would shut in a cell. Those 2 would create a 2 by 2. Those 2 would create a 2 by 2. So it's a maximum 1 of those. And therefore, both of these are red. And then 1 of these is red. That is going to be 8 of the reds. I don't know if it's that. That's really weird. Okay, let's do a tiny bit of sector marking. And the numbers in the red don't really help me connect that up as far as I can see. Let's highlight the 2s. We've got 6 of them. There are 3 others to go in columns 3, 5, 6, rows 2, 6, 8. So all of these cells can be possibly 2s. The remaining 2s. Oh no, not that one. I'm going to, it's like a sort of given swordfish in a way. I mean, it's not that I'm discovering the swordfish to use it, it's just that it's there in the grid. Now, I need to apportion 2s, those 3 and this one, I need to apportion them to the colours that haven't already got 2s in, which are grey, yellow, ordinary green, and orange. I thought that might be a helpful idea, but I don't think it is, which is annoying. Okay, I'm going to leave the 2 markings in. Is 3s any better? We've got some... Oh, okay, I've just forgotten the negative constraint on these circles. Let's not forget that, because I might be able to find circles. Yeah, no, that 2, yes, this 2. That 2 is not helpful because it's already got 3 neighbours. This 2 is telling us that that cell, it's not got a circle. So it doesn't only have 2 purple neighbours. So it must have another one here. So that's purple. I mean, it's only one colouring of one cell that doesn't touch anything, but it's kind of useful. It feels useful anyway. These 2 are the same colour, and they can't be red or green. They're not green because they would form 2 by 2s, the bright green. They're not red because then that would be 9 red cells and they couldn't join up with a 10th. So what colour are they? They're not light blue because that would be too many cells to reach round. They're either purple or dark blue. They could just be yellow. I doubt that they can be yellow because yellow has got 5 around here. 1, 2, once you've highlighted 3 more of these cells like that, well, let's say like that, that's 6, then you can't get up here and get those 2 in. So they're not yellow. They're either dark blue or purple. Don't know which. What about this 3 or 4? I mean, I had a look at that earlier. Didn't really seem to do much for me. This circle, that far, I don't know. That's effectively done, as long as I know I've only got 1 red joiner here. That's not red. So then the 9th red cell is going to be there or that 5. Now this needs a 2. Okay, maybe, I'm sure it's green, but it might not be. It could stretch across for a 2 there or there. Can't get any further than that. No, I don't know. I thought that was a really profitable tack and it hasn't worked at all. What about 4s? I've got the top 5 rows of 4s, I think. There they are. Ah, I can place 4 in this column, therefore, at the bottom. Therefore was not a deliberate pun. So then I've got 4s in these remaining cells somewhere. Again, 3 of them, like the 2s. Oh, this has become a 3 since I placed the 4 in column 7. Now how am I doing on 3s? I've got the first 4 columns worth of 3s. It doesn't seem likely to work that if I start working out how to allocate the other 3s. Now I've messed up my grid a bit with all these 4s and 2s. Maybe I'll take the 4s out again. No, I won't in this. Okay, I will here. But actually, the 4 in this column has to be in one of these 2 cells, and so does the 2. So that is a 2-4 pair. And these other cells in the column are 3 and 8, and I can fill them in. That's so strange. One of them must have been a naked single that I couldn't work out. This one was a naked 8. I wasn't close to seeing that, I'll admit. These are far from 5, 6 and 7. I think when I get it down to 3 cells in a row or column, I'm prepared to center mark them. Oh, now what? I don't know. 9, 4, 2, 1. I'm going to have to ask some incredibly clever question. I can't even make this light blue because light blue could go all the way around there. Oh, no, I don't know, one of this 2-4 pair, is that more? Maybe I should think about 4s again and where they're going to end up. So I've got red, orange, bright green and light blue done, and nothing else. This green is going to need a 4. That's going to be one of the 4s in that segment. And there's another one in that segment. One of these 2 is a 4, I know that. Oh, this 3, I need to think about that, don't I? Or do I need to think about what this number is? See, 2 seems very plausible. Otherwise, we're up to 5. This sees 1, 3 and 4. Ah, interesting. How could this be a 5? What colour would it be to start with? I don't think it can. There's 3 more cells available, So whatever colour you chose, it would already have to have 2 cells in that colour. If you chose dark blue and you made all of these dark blue, you've got a 2 by 2. If you chose yellow and made all of these yellow, you've got a 2 by 2. That can't be 5, and it's not 1, 3 or 4. 6 is even worse, it's a 2. That is one of our 2's done. In fact, that sorts out the 4-2 pair here. Neither of these are a 2. The last 2 in the grid is up here. And now maybe we can look at the 2's and work out which one is orange. There is a simple question. This orange can't reach either of these or that, so that is orange. This green surely can't reach either of those, so that is green. One of these is grey and one of them is yellow, correct, and grey can't reach there, so that's yellow, that's grey. Now we can draw more lines. Black lines every time we get a little L, and in between anything we get. Okay, a few more lines. Oh no, I was about to do the classic thing that I do and treat this as though it had a circle. It doesn't. Oh no, that's very important. It doesn't have a circle, and it's already seeing 2 there, so that goes orange as well. Now that is the joiner of the reds. Oh, lovely. And this one in the corner, I still don't know. Ugh. Red needs a 5 and a 6, and it could take the 6 here, and it could take that 5 or not. Now what about orange? We've got 7 cells completed. That could take the 5. No, let's have a look at green, because we've got this 3, which requires one of these to be green. Now we've got this 2, and that requires one of these to be green. So 4 and 5, I'm using the law of leftovers here, because they're obviously the digits that you can't get in column 1 in green. They're going to have to be 1 in that pair of cells and 1 in that pair of cells. And the 4 is going to have to be in one of those 2. And we mustn't form a 2 by 2, so the 5 is going to have to be in one of those 2. And we either get a sort of wrench shape like that, or a sort of comb shape like that. 5 there and 4 there, or 4 there and 5 there. Okay, this now sees a 1, 2 and a 3. Wow, so that is at least 4. What colour is it? It's not green. Green doesn't reach there, it ends in column 2. It's not orange. Purple, well, purple could just reach there, but not with 4, 5 or 6 there, and achieve that. So it's either yellow or grey. Now, which is it? It can't be a 6, because you can't put an H in one colour around it. So it's 5 or 4. Now, if it is 5, it can't be yellow, which already has a 5. Oh, that can't be yellow. I've only just spotted that. I can black mark around there. Yellow, this 5 is going to take 2 of those 3 cells. Probably that. Wow. If that is, yeah, I think this has to be yellow. If that's grey, that can only be yellow. And if that's yellow, it would be shutting one cell in if it wasn't yellow. So that is definitely yellow. I don't know if that helps. It doesn't really. Let's. Anyway, if this is yellow, it's a 4. And 2 of them are there. And 2 of them include, I don't know, 2 of them are from these 4 cells. 9, 7, 5, 1, 2, 4. And they would be 3, 8 and 6. If that was a 4, that makes this a 4 and a green 4, and this a green 5. I may be over-focusing on the wrong issue. If this is grey, it's got 1 done there. This would have to be grey. Those would both be grey. That's 2. There'd be a lot, that would be grey. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. In fact, 4s now in column 3 are down. This is a pair of 4s in this on one diagonal of that box. Maybe we need to work out what colours 4s are, because we've got a lot of uncoloured 4s. The green one is there. We've got one there. We've got all of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's a 5th. 6, 7, 8, 9. This is all the 4s. Now we still need to put one into dark blue, yellow, grey and purple. I don't think that is worth doing at the moment. Bother. Okay, I need to get focused on something else. This orange needs 7 in. Quite a lot of possible places for that, to my surprise. Ah, what colour are these? These, we said they're dark blue or purple. Why don't I know what they are? Oh, sorry, if you're seeing something really obvious, just give me a moment. I can't see it at the moment. The numbers in circles. Oh, this is the last one to actually determine the number in a circle. Right, this one's got 4, so that's not yellow. Okay, what colour is that? It's got to be purple. Blue can't get through to it. Grey can't get round that far. That's correct. Orange can't reach it. Green can't reach it. That is purple. So one of these is a 6. A yellow 6. Why am I saying it's a 6? I've no idea it's a 6. One of them is yellow. Sorry, I don't know. It's probably not a 6. 3, 1, 2, 9, 4. That is... Oh, this is not 5, because there's a 5 in one of those cells. That is 6 or 8. Oh, the negative constraint. Come on, think about it. I'd forgotten the negative constraint again. It might matter. That's 1. That 2. Something that's not coloured. That one is seeing 2. No. That one's seeing 3 and it's finished. That one, no. This one is seeing 3. Oh yeah, well, I mean, very unsurprisingly, one of those 2 will be purple. What colour's this? That could be yellow. This could only be yellow if that's a 6-8 pair. Could be. This isn't purple anymore. It's either yellow or dark blue, which do both need a 4. There's almost a thing with how many possible cells, what colours these can be. We only need 2 more orange, 2 more ordinary green. And then, but the trouble is purple can get into this area, yellow could take unspecified numbers of cells, and grey can get into it. So we can't really isolate these segments of the grid as far as I can see. We're very close here. Is it all about this cell? If it's yellow, it's a 4. Now, okay, let's start with if it's a 5, because that's hard. Can't be yellow, has to be grey. If it's a 5, it's grey. I think it has to take all of those cells and complete the grey. think it does. I think that's how it would be. If this was a 5, it can't be yellow, it must be grey. How could it possibly get 5 cells using that? It would have to use that. 1, 2, 3, and it needs 2 more. Couldn't do it. Okay. So it is, if it's a 5, this is the shape of grey. And then the 4 is above the 5. That pair is a 7-8 pair in that case, this pair. If it's grey, that's a 7-8 pair. And grey looks like that. That could work, and that allows the 4 and 5 in the comb shape, and it will make this a 6 in row 2, column 2. Okay, what if it's a 4? Then that's a 4, and that's indeed the green 4. Then the green is in the wrench shape, with 4 and 5 here. And this is a 4. But I don't even know what colour it is if it's a 4. 2, 1, 9, 5, 7, 4. Oh, I haven't thought about this baby. This 3. What's going on with that? One of these is green, isn't it? So that 3, which is not green, is either grey or yellow. If it's yellow, they're all yellow. And that's a 4, and it's finished there. That works. Okay, if it's grey and it's a 3, we've got 1 there. We can only have 1 here, then that has to be grey. So if this is grey, that's also grey. If it's yellow, that's also yellow. So this is a pair, the same colour. How can I use that information at all? We've either got a grey segment there or yellow there. And annoyingly, with the grey segment like that, we've got the 5. Oh no, could this be a grey 4? I haven't given enough thought to that. Then that would be a grey 3, and that would be grey. Yeah, I haven't given enough thought to that. 3, 4, 1, 2, 6, 9. Well, it couldn't go to here, so it would have to come out here. Oops, here. That would be the grey shape if it was a grey 4 in the circle. This is so hard to work out. I'm sure there's an easier thing to do. I'm sorry I can't see it. Oh, it's so frustrating. 5, 7, 8 candidates in the bottom row. Come on, Mark, come on. We could still just do this in an hour if it all suddenly collapsed with one brilliant observation. I don't think that's going to happen. 4, 3, 2, 9, 7, 1. We've got 5, 6, and 8. 2, 1, 9, 5, 7. Yellow needs a 3. Where are the available 3s for yellow? Oh, wrong mode. Where are the available 3s for yellow? Well, this one in row 9 is possible. Otherwise, it's going to have to find one in column 6 or 7. But it's got all sorts of places where it can do that. Here. Or maybe it hasn't. It would have to go all the way up to there if it didn't go down. Okay, so the only places yellow can find a 3 are in these. I suspect that's unlikely. 3, 6, 8, yes, because you'd have to take in this cell as well. That would be too many. So yellow 3 is in one of these 2 highlighted positions. Which one is it? Is it this one? It's quite likely to be this one. Then we have to get 4, 6, 8 into yellow. still don't know what colour this cell is. That is so important, and I can't deduce it. If it's yellow, it's a 4. Those are all yellow. To make the 3 work. 4, 7, 9, 5, 1, 2, 3. That would be 6 or 8. It would form a pair in the column. And the other 6 or 8 would be in the yellow sort of H somewhere. So these would be, oops, yellow. 4, 5. I don't see why not. I mean, it looks just as plausible as that grey shape that we've posited, or that being a grey 4. So if this is grey, that's not grey. But if it's yellow, I think this probably has to be grey, because that has to be where grey gets its 4. Let's think about these. Can they be purple? Because they're either purple or dark blue. That's quite important, surely. If they're purple, this isn't purple. This is yellow or dark blue. Or, yeah, it is, because they need a 4. So if these are purple, this is purple. 1, 2, 9, 3, 4. Still needs 5, 6, 7, 8. What are these? These aren't light blue. They're not green. They're not red. They could be purple. They can't be yellow, because it's just too many yellow cells then, isn't it? Well, they can't be yellow because we've already got 5 and 7 in yellow. But they could be dark blue. They're dark blue or purple, and they're a pair together. Okay, whether they're dark blue or purple, how far up here can they go? If they're purple, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, they can only come up to here. If they're dark blue, they can also only come up to here. Aha! This, it can be red, I'm aware of that. But only one red is still available up here. Now, one of these is going to have to be light blue, because they can't both be bright green, and they can't be anything else. Nothing else at all. And they can't both be bright green. One of them is light blue. So those 2 cells are light blue. That doesn't let me extend light blue. Does it do anything at all? Oh, have I missed a clue or a negative clue? I have somewhere, haven't I? Look at that 3. That's already got 3. Yeah, wherever purple extends, it will cure that 3. I don't know. Okay, I can't see a negative clue that is causing a problem. I mean, we've still got that 2 to resolve, but that's about it. Okay, forget the negative clues. So, oh look, I can do one tiny line segment there. These are light blue. Now, where's light blue going to get its 5? Is that interesting? No, could get it there. Can actually stretch round and get it here. In fact, I don't know, this bright green, where does that get its 7? Could be here, could be down here. But I was hoping to make it have to be the top row, but I don't think I can. If that's an orange 5, this is a 6-8 pair, and there's a 7 somewhere here. Easy. If that's a red 5, that's a red 6. Oh, I don't know whether I want these to be yellow. No, they're not yellow. I don't know whether I want them to be purple or dark blue. Dark blue needs a 3. Could add it on anywhere to that 8-cell shape. So close to finishing this, and yet I cannot do it. Come on. Come on! One of these is either the yellow or grey 4. But it doesn't have to be in the circle. 5 in the circle would have to be grey. And grey would look like that. Now, come on, is there a problem with this? 5 in the circle would have to be grey. This would be a great thing to rule out. If 5 in the circle was grey, grey would look like that. 5 would be below 4. 3, 5, 4, 1, 2, 6, 9. We'd have a 7, 8 pair here. 3, 5, 4. We'd have a 7, 8 pair in the grey shape in column 2. 4 and 5 would be green. Right, I really need to think this one through. If they were grey, then yellow's 4 is going to have to be in this yellow or blue cell. Oh, it's this 2. This 2 is telling me that that is not yellow. How have I not seen that all this time? I'm so sorry. 2. Just not looking at it. Right, that's blue. This is huge. Those are blue. Maybe it's not huge. Well, it tells me that that's the blue 4. What colour is this 4? Yeah, that's grey now. Surely nothing else can reach it. That's grey. Now this is not a group of grey, and that is not a 5. That is a 4. That's going to tell us where the 4 and the 5 are in the green, which is now a wrench, not a comb. Sorry if you don't see those shapes as I do, which is quite plausible. Right, this can now not be a grey 4, so it must be yellow, because we've got the grey 4. That is yellow. That needs to, so this can't be yellow, can't be orange, that can't reach. It's purple. We can draw some colourage. 4, 9, 7, 5, 1, 2 in yellow. This can't be grey from the number. It's got to be yellow, and that makes that yellow as well. 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 1, 2. So this is 6 or 8, which gives us a pair in the column and makes this a 7, which has a colour of orange or purple. This is purple to let that single purple cell out. Sorry, I cannot take this at the moment. It's probably going to ring again, that's annoying. But I want to finish this. I feel like I'm getting... What colour is that? Yellow has already got 8 cells. It can't be yellow. It can't be purple because it's in the neck of purple. It's orange. Wow, so orange is suddenly complete there. Now we're going to finish off. That finishes off orange. That top cell is red after all. That finishes off red. This is purple. We've got to link up purple. What about that 7? That can only be purple. How many purples have we got? 9. That's the number. That's the number we need. This is yellow down here. Here we go, gathering nuts in May. Purple is finished. These two had to be, oops, sorry, I'm in the wrong mode, had to be purple or blue. They're now blue. That's blue. more colouring. That's 8 of blue. Now grey has to get out. We can do one more cell of grey. These, oh no, I don't know how many are green. Well, no, I don't know. Okay, now I'm going to have to do some Sudoku. Did I put, I put 3, 8 there, but I think I meant 6, 8. That's how I got the 7. This is 6 or 8 as well in yellow. So that is a 3, 5 pair. That is now a 7, 8 pair. Come on, this is happening now. Orange, we've got a 6, 5, 8 triple, so I can put a 7 in there. These are from 5, 6, 8, which is another triple. That can't be 5. What about blue? Blue needs a 3 as its extra cell. I've sort of looked at that before. So it's 6, 7, 8 up the left. That one can't be a 7. Oh, this is so strange. Oh, I don't know. How are these going to disport themselves down here? They could all be... No, they can't all be grey. That would give a 2 by 2. Oh, let's look at the numbers. We've done 2s fully now. They're all coloured. 3s. How are we doing? We haven't got many 3s. Everything needs a 3. 4s? Have we coloured all the 4s? Yes. Good Lord. 5s. Very few 5s done. Okay, one of those is an orange 5, so that's not a 5. So we get 5 in purple. One of those is an orange 5. Don't know what's going on here. That is 6 or 8, just by Sudoku in the row. There is another 3 here. So we've got 2 3s in this little segment. But all of my remaining shapes to be completed need 3s in. 4, 2, 7, 9, 1. Oh, how is this not finished? I'm sure I've used all... Oh, let's use these circles. Oh no, I haven't got any more circles to use. Negative circles? Come on, think about negative circles. Yes. Yes, this 2 has no circle. If that was the last blue cell, that would be... Yeah, one of these is blue, so that's not blue. I don't know quite what it is though. One of these 2 is dark blue. These can't all be green, so one of them is light blue, which is now 7 cells long and can't come beyond here. Oh goodness, it needs a 3. So one of these 2 is a 3, for a dark blue 3. The other one has to be the grey 3. So green needs to find its 3, bright green needs to find its 3, not there, not there, but somewhere up here. In fact, yeah, there's 3s in both of those. That's an X-wing. There's no 3s here. So both light blue and green need to find 3s on the diagonals here. That is another hive of 2 3s. How is this not resolved? That's 5, 6 or 8. This is 5, 6, 7 or 8. Pencil mark everything and maybe it'll suddenly reveal itself. I don't think it will that way. That's a 6, 8 pair. Oh, there has to be a 7 in that row in one of those cells, so that's not 7. But this could be. If I knew, oh, I know what that is from red. Oh, 6 there, so that's a 5, 7 pair. So this is a 6, 8 pair, and they're both looking at this cell, which is therefore 5 or 7. We've also got a 6, 8 pair in this row, so 3, 5 and 7 to place at the top. Classic chocolate teapot combination there. 5, 7 there, 6, 3 and 8 still to place in the column. We've got these weird little hives of 3s. Oh my goodness, how are we not done? 5, 7, 6, 8. This needs a 3 from one of those. This grey has got 1, 2, 6, 9, 4. It can't take both of these, or it would cut that off. So it only takes 1, and therefore it gets its 9th cell in this row where it needs a 3. That's really interesting then. So it must go straight up, either there or there, but if it went straight up there, it would cut off blue at only 8 cells. So it must go straight up here to get the 3 and the 5. Is that right? I think that's right. It gets its 7, 8 here. Its 3 is not one of those, because that has the blue 3. Its 3 is one of these. And it can't be those two that it takes. So it's got to take, it can't take that, or it would go up there, but I'm not taking row 8, column 9. So it must take that and go up there. There we go. And that must now be a 3, 5 pair, and we know the order. Let us finish off the colouring, which I think we can do now. Grey is finished. Oh, I can almost do it. Don't quite know the last bits. I'm sure we will get them very quickly now. 3 there. This is not a 3 at all. Come on, come on, come on. Galloping home. What a puzzle. It's absolutely mad. 6, 8 pair. We've got that 5, 7, 3. Right. Blue. We've got 7 cells blue. We can only get 1 more there, so we need that one to be blue. So blue's 3 is up here. Green's 3 is in one of these two. Is there a number green needs? Oh, that's become dark blue. This one must be green. We've now got 8 green, so we've got one green and 1 blue to identify here. And I can't do it, which is maddening. Nine, 4, 2, 1. Come on, Mark. That's a 3, 7, 5. Surely there couldn't be another negative constraint jobby. There couldn't be. I don't think there is. The numbers are all too big that I'm uncertain about, I think. Could be up here though, couldn't it? Yeah, ooh, if that was a 3, that couldn't be blue. But if that was blue, that would be a 3 instead. How can I not see the finish? We're right there. We're right there at the finish and I can't see it. Can't even colour these last cells. I can't see any negative constraint cells that I've missed. I'm sorry if you can. Yeah, well, I can see that that can't be a 3 and that be blue. That's not telling me everything I need at all. This is a 3, 5, 7 triple. What's that doing? 5, 7 pair there. There can't be a big old 5 negative constraint item to go. There cannot be. Wow, what is it? 2, 1, 4, 9. If that was blue, that would be a 6, 7, 8 pair. Oh, you couldn't get to a 5. Blue needs a 5. That is the salient point. So the 5 is there. Wow. Okay. Mental. Right, I think I've got all the black lines done. I think I've got all the cells coloured. We've got the 5 there. That's going to fix some things by Sudoku. My favourite fixer of things. That's a 5. That's not a 7. We need a 3 in green. We need a 3 in blue. Then, oh, come on, this must be done. That can't be a 5. So that's a 5. Still sort of seem to have 6, 7, 8 triples. 6, 8 pair. That's become a 7. Lots of 6, 8s and a few 7, 8s to do. 6 is looking at that cell. Right, 6, 8, 6, 8. Come on, 6, yes, 8, 6, 8, 6, 8. Perfect, perfect, just what I wanted. A few I-wings left. Then we have 7 and 6 at the top, 7 and 8 at the bottom, and there we go, 77 minutes. Whoa, that's madness. What a brilliant puzzle. Oh, I'm delighted to have been able to have a go at that. I mean, it's just cruel, but it's so clever all the way through. Thanks for watching. Sorry if I had you shouting things at the screen again and again. That's the way it goes on the tough ones. No shame for me there. It's not an easy puzzle. Thanks, Prime Weasel. And thank you for watching as always. Hope to see you again on the channel very soon. Bye for now.